Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Topbox and welcome back to part 2 of the individual faction tier list series. So today I wanted to do nature, and then idea would be next week we'll finish off with the final basic faction on Mooncrest, and then we'll go on to the deity and the devil after that. So as I said on the first video, I do add the legendary characters in here. Obviously, like me, they're going to be sitting down at the D and C tier, but, rather than just sitting here and going, oh, this is 6 heroes, and this is how it is, at least there's a little bit. So, obviously, starting off down on the D tier, you're going to have your legendary heroes, which is going to be your Solzana, or Storm if you want to call her. You get her at the beginning of the game anyway. She's alright for very early game. A lot of the legendaries are quite good early game. There are a select few which you can take through to sort of mid game really, if you wanted to. Which one of those characters we'll be covering next week, which you can probably guess who that is if you've been playing this game long enough. The other characters are Thurisan. I personally have never used him, really. I haven't touched him. I don't think it's any good. I did use Solzana for a little bit to start up with. I probably used her up until about Epic Plus, and then I never really used her beyond that. But she did help get through whilst I got my footing in for the expedition and what team I wanted to go. And then sort of third in the D tier is Tia, really. Again, you get her from the beginning. She's alright, she's not great. I think the other 3 legendaries are better choices. So, moving on to the C tier. Now, the C tier, we're going to start off with Andrew. I think for damage-wise, he's quite a good damage dealer to start off, especially for a legendary unit. I used it again. He was another one that I used for quite some time actually, because he's quite good. The other one is Irazada. She's very good high damage dealer. And again, for a legendary, she's good. So you can pick up a few copies of her anyway. You'll probably get them through the taverns and the summons and whatnot. And especially if you do nature through the faction summon, you're probably guaranteed to get quite a few of her. But again, just remember these legendary characters can only go to legendary. They can't go legendary plus, just legendary, and a max level of 160. These are usually food, so I mean, like you can build these up to, if you're starting out, you can build these up to Epic, which is the orange border, and then feed them into your immortal characters. Or if you're sort of mid-game, build them up to legendary status and then feed them into your immortal characters from there. Last but not least in the C tier is Kanye. Now, I'm not sure that's how you pronounce her name, but that's how I'm going to pronounce it. Again, she's another good character. As you know, I do have a little bit of I don't really know what they do in this game for healers. Early game, she does do stuff. Late game, there's no healers really. Late game, I believe. You mainly, you don't really have healers. You have supports. Your damage increase, your damage decrease, your stuns, your whatnots, all of that. Your silences, rather than a healer. But for an early game, she can become in a little bit clutch. Now with B tier, I think this might get you have to see. Some people might agree with me. Some people might be controversial. But let me know what you think. B tier for me is, I'm going to put Panka in here. Again, he's another hero that I just don't use. If going by the 3 basic tier lists, I would probably say that nature is probably the bottom of the 3. I just think it's got so many characters which aren't as good as characters in the other faction. Like, with the Holy Light with the Holy Light characters, you've got you've got your Zhang Yan, you've got your Fengling, you've got your Margeria, you've got your Valk, and I think that is it for good characters. Whereas sort of in the nature, maybe two, maybe three. So, and then in your Mooncrest, you've kind of got your Bath, your Vladir, your Regal, your Garrod, your Enid, so and even your Hoyved. So I think nature could do with either a rework or maybe when you're bringing in characters, actually, like, I'd like to see, because at the moment Endgame is devil/deity characters. That's what you want to be aiming for. That's the idea. That's the end game. That's everything. It would be nice to maybe sort of having that open mind of like, oh, actually, I could then Endgame could be like one of four of the basic factions with two other things. But who knows? Who knows what their plan is for the future? Um, so yeah, that's Painter. I think if he got rework, it'd probably be higher. Same with Rex again. They're both tanks, but they just don't. Rex does a column attack. Maybe if he done a row, it might be a little bit better. Um, he just don't have the. Yeah, again, other people might think. Now, I think this is where some people will debate this. Now, I'm actually going to move on to the A tier. And yes, I know that Dunkers is still left at the bottom here. Now, personally, I quite like Dunkers. I do. Um, he's not great for a damage output. However, he has the ability to increase your speed. He has the ability for a stun. He has a defense increase. Plus, if you're using an all-nature team, he also increases the defense even higher on that. Now, I really like using him. He was very good early game, and he was even good sort of early mid game as well. So he's I personally I like him. I think he's a good character, and he's got potential. I think if his kit was reworked a little bit, then then he might be a solid A. But I just think he's just that little bit that allows him to be in that A tier. Again, personal preference, but I like him. The other one in the A tier is going to be Alia. She's a good she's a very good character, very, very good early mid game. I don't think she's quite got the ability to be in S tier because there are better characters out there for end game. Like, end game, you wouldn't really think, oh, I'll put an Alia in my team. You're going to choose other characters. If you go for a basic faction, you're going to choose other characters over Alia. But she is good. I do like her. And she is farmable as well via the Arena store, and obviously Dunkus is available through the Alliance store. Now, the last two S tier, one is very solid, and the other is there because of damage, and you've probably worked it out as it is. Now, we'll talk about Angelia. Now, she is an absolute solid S tier unit. She's not as good as Isauria, but her basic does have the ability to charm. Not a lot of people know that, but she does have the ability to charm the enemy, but they will only use their basics, whereas Isauria, the more you level her up, the more she has chance of them using their basics, their skills, and their rage. But Angelia allows basics. She also has dodge, attack decrease, many things on her kit that make her good, and she attacks everybody, so she's an AoE kind of champion. The only thing about her is she's difficult to get. That is the only issue with her. Her damage output is amazing, her kit's really good, but the issue with her is that she's not easily farmable. Like with a lot of other characters, you just go to the Silver Leaf shop and you can farm them there, but with her, it's not that easy. The only way I think you would really get her up is if you solely focused nature on your faction summons. But to be honest, I don't know why you would do that. You would want to go with Holy Light, or you'd want to go with Mooncrest. So the last character, Zoltan, definitely an S tier for me. I absolutely love him. I mean, he's Immortal 4-star on my main account, and I still use him in my main team. I love the fact that he has an ability to stun. He has a very good high single target burst damage with a shield that comes back as well. I just think he's a solid unit. You get him epic after logging in for 7 days on your first account. He's available via the Silver Leaf shop or the Chucky Adventure. If you get to 210 dice roll, then he's available in the crate there. So yeah, I think very solid S tier, Angelia, Zoltan. But yeah, without dragging on too much, that is my tier list for nature. Tune in next week where we will do Mooncrest. Now, I am still trying to stream on Twitch once a week at least. It will be at the weekends, so please do link down in the description below and give me a follow. That would be great, and hopefully see you on the weekend. With that all being said, keep an eye on Kino's channel, as he will be doing a Barbatos review video shortly. That is his next project coming out. And of course, if you did like this video, please give it a like and subscribe, and make sure to tune in next week or watch via the Discord for the Mooncrest tier list. So with that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.